you have all these things, and you're it doesn't end. I don't know anybody that is happy with when the home becomes their idol, so to speak. I don't know anybody that's just happy and just says, okay, my house is done. I'm going to sit in the porch and enjoy life. It doesn't happen. They wind up buying multiple homes. They wind up redoing their homes. They're always chasing something until the day they die. And like my house, I just, every once in a while, people will say, oh, do you want a nice barbecue pit? It's free, and I'll take that now. Oh, that's nice, and you can enjoy it. But if you do a little, just the cars you have, just fix the car you have up, and you'll be as happy. It's weird. If you have a car, and let's say it's an older car, it doesn't have all the new bells and whistles, take it to a stereo shop, get a backup camera put in, get a stereo put in, iPad, whatever, however you can put an iPad in your car, Velcro, and you get the latest, and now you're happy with your car again. You are literally as happy with that, as long as it's clean, I hate dirty cars, than you would a new car. And you get a new car, and it's funny because I have my car, it's the RT, and of course, as soon as I buy it, they come out with the SRT. I'm like, oh, that'll be bitching to have the SRT. It's got 200 more horsepower, but yeah, it would be fun, but then it's like, okay, now I'm spending more money, more time, and then it's, with the extra couple $100s a month, or paying the car off I have early, that's more dinners on a rainy day, or breakfast, I should say, on a rainy day. And I think I enjoy that, because my car that I have now, it's still nice. And if I clean it and I can still get on it, and it's got the V8 and all that stuff. So, I just have to trick myself, because if you let yourself go with your desires, you will wind up overspending. And then the other thing too is when you start getting involved with buying things, now you're not going to be as good a provider, as good of an earner, because you only have so many hours in the day. And when you start filling it up with choices of how to spend money versus choices of how to make money, it's going to work against you, and you're just going to start to plan out. It's funny, like Tiger Woods, he was so good at his golf game, and I think it's because he was single for the longest time, and when he was building his home, had a yawn. He was building his home, and he just wouldn't care. People that know him would say that he never got involved with the details of the contractor. Do you want this? I'm sure all his houses were built horribly because there's no supervision, but pick one. He was focused on work. And then, of course, he gets married and then starts cheating on his wife and has kids and all these things. Then his game started to suffer. And so it's like with you, let's say you're focused on business. If you start to think about your stuff too much and your vacations, and it'll affect your work. And the same thing with your kids and your marriage. If you're just thinking about other things and just business too, you got to find, it's about balance. You got to move that line, up or down, until you find that sweet spot. And I think the super duper successful people probably don't make very good dads in a lot of cases. They're not horrible, but they're probably not the best. And that goes with sports players too. You hear, I remember a lot of these people that you think that you look up to, they're such good ball players. Well, they had a horrible life, because they were all in on the sports, and so that goes without saying. So I think it's one thing to try to grow your business, to try to make more money, but the point is to have a plan, and you'll find out that maybe you don't need everything that you think you need to be happy. It's just I know it sounds corny, but it's within you. So you just have to say, you know what? If I have my gig, and it's okay, so I'm not multi-millionaire. I still get have a good group of friends. I got a family. I got kids. You know, you could you go out to dinner every once in a while. And you know what? I would put your happiness at that point. Of course, you know, I'm assuming you got all your life in order. You know, you're not worried about dying because you have faith and everything else. But you know, at that point, I would put your happiness against any of the multimillionaires I know, because a lot of them I don't even see, so I couldn't tell you if they're doing bad or good. I see their kids probably more than they do. You know, it's an interesting thing. Well, maybe that's why they stay at work. You know, some of these kids, but the point being, you know, why are we doing this? We're doing this ultimately to be happy. So if we could say, you know what, maybe that ain't happiness on the other side of this rainbow. Maybe when we get there, we'll be more miserable and kind of yearn for the simple days. And I think if we could do that, boy, we're more than halfway there, because a lot of people can't do that. So, all right, guys, we will talk at you later. Maybe that's why I work so much. Have you seen my kids? Ew.